President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has called on heads of the Ghana missions abroad to continuously interact with the executive and the legislative arms of government in their host countries, as well as with academic institutions and influential civil society organizations, including the media, to help promote the government's agenda for economic transformation. Addressing the opening ceremony of the 2018 Conference of Heads of Ghana Missions at the Jubilee House, the president reiterated that Ghana had over the last 2 decades managed to build an enviable reputation as a peaceful and stable country and a beacon of democracy on the continent as a result of the work done by Ghana's envoys, and urged them to continue.
It is in our collective interest that we do everything we can, not only to preserve this hard-won reputation, but also to attract the investments that will facilitate the structural transformation of our economy, so central to the future prosperity and stability of our country. That is why it is only proper at the outset that I congratulate all of you for the good work you're doing in your respective missions. I say with all humility and modesty that Ghana's image and pride of place amongst the Community of Nations over the past 23 months have been greatly enhanced and restored. This is due in no small measure to the work you're doing.
Given the significance of the conference, the Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration Minister, Shirley Ayoko-Botry, said the conference would help deepen further the understanding of the roles and responsibilities of the High Commissioners and Ambassadors to achieve concrete and beneficial results for the nation. According to her, the ministry has also contracted a $50 million loan to help in the rehabilitation of the rundown infrastructure of the many missions. She urged the envoys to be guided in their operations by the performance management systems of the Ghana Civil Service and key legislations relating to financial, estate, and human resource management. The 3-day conference is on the theme Leveraging Ghana's Foreign Policy for National Development. The United Nations is providing a $441.5 million funding support for Ghana to tackle development challenges in education, health, agriculture, sanitation, and other key areas to improve the livelihood of the people. The move is part of a partnership agreement between Ghana and the UN to help the country achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, themed Making the UN Relevant to All People, Global Leadership and Shared Responsibility for Peaceful, Equitable and Sustainable Society, and dubbed the UN Sustainable Development Partnership. The initiative is meant to support the country to align the activities of UN agencies with national development strategies. The partnership framework, also set out in the UNSDP, brings together the efforts of more than 20 UN agencies in Ghana to provide coherent and efficient support for key sectors of the local economy. Christine Evans-Locke is the UN resident coordinator.
The partnership framework aligns with Ghana's coordinated program of economic and social development policies for 2017 to 2024. This sets out a vision for national development, and it incorporates Ghana's global development commitments to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, the AU Agenda 2063, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change.
Launching the document, the Minister for Planning, Professor George Jan Bafour, explained that the UNSDP was linked to the country's coordinated program of economic and social development policies that was submitted to Parliament by President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo in November 2017. He said the strategic partnership with the UN would help transform the agricultural sector, revamp social institutions, improve delivery by government institutions, and also empower the youth as a prerequisite for achieving the SDGs.
The Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development builds on the achievements, and we have been told, globally and in Ghana, of the Millennium Development Goals, and sets out a more ambitious agenda to end poverty in all its forms while protecting the planet from degradation.
The government of Ghana has been commended for voting in the Human Rights Council in favor of the liberation of the state of Palestine and for supporting its quest for self-determination. Speaking at the occasion of the 2018 International Day of Solidarity, Ambassador of the State of Palestine to Ghana, Abdul Fattah al-Satari, said the demand of the Palestinian people is to attain self-determination and the refusal of illegal settlement on their lands by Israel.
It is very difficult for my people to live in big prison, surrounded by the Israeli soldiers and the settlers, all of them armed. But our faith and our belief for freedom is stronger than all weapons.
Delivering a speech on behalf of the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the Minister for Works and Housing, Samuel Atachia, pledged government's renewed resolve to increase and sustain the contributions made by the international community towards the establishment of an independent Palestine state.
We wish to affirm our support for a lasting solution to the problem in accordance with existing international accords and resolutions on the issue. While renewing our solidarity with the people of Palestine, the government of Ghana urges both sides to seek a peaceful and lasting solution to the conflict.
The UN Resident Coordinator, Christine Evans-Locke, read a statement issued by the United Nations Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, urging all stakeholders in the conflict to reaffirm their commitment to upholding the rights of the Palestinian people and to building a future of peace, justice and dignity for Palestinians and Israelis alike.
The violence during demonstrations at the Gaza fence is a matter of great concern. Palestinians in Gaza have legitimate grievances and the right to demonstrate peacefully. Hamas and the leaders of the demonstrations have a responsibility to prevent violent actions and provocations.
November 29 is observed annually as the International Day of Solidarity with the Palestinian people because that was the day in 1947 when the General Assembly of the United Nations adopted Resolution 181, which provides for the establishment in Palestine of a Jewish state and an Arab state. Again, on November 29, 2012, the state of Palestine joined the United Nations as a non-member observer state with its flag flying since 2015 at the United Nations, next to those of all member states.